So, hello and welcome to the podcast, Mosaic Art Behind the Scenes. This is our second episode with mosaic artist Nataly Parson. So, who is Nataly Parson? Well, let me tell you a little bit about her. She's originally from Moscow, Russia, and has been abroad in several countries and has found a mosaic home in Denver, Colorado. And to be more precise, she has her mosaic studio in the city of Castle Rock since 2008. She has a lot of experience, 10 years of experience. She likes working with contemporary styles, three dimensions, optical illusions. Back when she was in Singapore, with black and white materials, obviously with different kinds. And another thing is, she likes to get funky ideas, funky designs for mosaic art. And I just think it's fabulous. She also has a master's degree in corporate communications from the Hague University of Netherlands. It's actually in the city of Dan Hague. I hope I'm saying it right. And she has also done some stuff as PR director for the Colorado Mosaic Artist organization over there in Colorado. And they do a lot of stuff. They do events. They help out the community, education, and just promote every type of mosaic art there is. So, as a recognized mosaic artist from the world, she does decor, classes, exhibitions. Welcome. Welcome. How are you today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm good, thank you. I'm really happy to be with you today, and I'm really glad we have a video chat today, so I can say
Yeah.
hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. This is actually our second episode, and there'll be a lot of episodes because I've been talking to a lot of friends from all over the world, and they're excited to be on the actual Mosaic Art podcast channel. But today we're actually going to talk about something very unique that you do. Is actually a mosaic technique with tempered glass, correct?
Yes, that's a technique that I recently discovered for myself, and I found it really interesting and a bit unusual of what I've been doing before. As you mentioned, I've been doing mosaic for 10 years. So I work with tiles and glass. And my main concern why I like tempered glass so much is that I honestly not really good at drawing. I have a 7 years old daughter, and I believe if
Yeah.
you ask her to draw a picture of a human, it's gonna be much better than me. All I can
You know,
do,
most mosaic artists don't know how to draw that well. They just know how to create stuff.
well, I admitted this for myself, but I like working with colors. I like black and white style, but I also felt like it was time to bring some colors in my mosaics. So, what is tempered glass mosaic? Tempered glass is actually the glass that you can. I will show here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the glass that we usually have on the um, front shelves in the cars or in our bathtubs. So
Yeah.
the uniqueness of the tempered glass is that you cannot break it the usual way. If you're gonna smash it really hard with your hammer, it will be hard to break. But if you pinch a little bit on the corner, it's gonna actually shatter in these tiny pieces that will have what I call kind of a
Yeah, like a spider web, multiple
yeah,
like just
exactly.
broken down small pieces, but they're all together, which is really nice.
Well, they are together, but they can be easily break apart,
Yeah.
which is a great thing because you don't have to use your usual tools for cutting, and you can save your wrist from
Yeah.
mosaic
Definitely.
pain, I usually call it. But also, there is a special techniques how to make sure that the glass stay longer together. And
So do
um,
you put it on do you have a certain design underneath it, above it? How do you use the tempered glass?
I use the colors. So I have some examples here I brought
Oh,
today,
nice.
like tiny, oh, tiny samples that I
Yeah.
sometimes do before I go ahead with the big piece.
Okay.
So I usually use a wooden base,
Okay.
yeah, because still it's tempered glass. It's going to be quite heavy.
Yeah.
So and then I paint the design I want, and honestly, it's really great because even if you cannot just paint, you can even put some fabric underneath, or I don't know, like cover of the chocolate.
Yeah, something with a certain design that you want to just kind of make it kind of stand out with the tempered glass.
Yeah, and then you do the layout with these tiny pieces, and using some glue that will get transparent after it dries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So it doesn't stay like white, like with some other glues, like that. Just
exactly,
okay.
yeah. So well bond that is really popular in the States might be a good choice for it.
Yeah.
And once it's completely dry, so completely transparent, you can grout your mosaic.
Okay.
And I use a normal sanded grout.
Yeah.
And
Is it because the sanded grout, it's you can actually grout things that are thicker, right, than the normal one? That's
probably
the thing I know that they use it for.
experimented with
Yeah.
several types of grouts for my mosaics, and I found standard to be the most
Yeah, I
sturdy.
like sanded too. I'm the one like you. I like
And
sanded.
after that, if you feel like, you can also color your grout
Okay.
using again acrylic paint.
So is this grout the one that you're showing me? Does that have a pink grout? Is that the grout that
No, this is what I painted on top.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to warn people who wants to try colorful mosaic that
Yeah.
if you think that your mosaic needs a colorful grout, do
Yeah.
not mix acrylic paint with grout while you're grouting. You can
Okay.
do it afterwards once your
Yeah.
grout dry. Or if you want to mix with something, you have to find a special pigments that you can mix with dry grout, and then you already have the colors while you grout.
Okay. And you grout it with a tool? Do you grout it with your hands?
I tried to make the grout to be quite not too soft. Okay,
Yeah.
so and then I just use.
You know what I say? I say it has to be like peanut butter, kind of.
I try
A
to
little
be.
bit. Not maybe not too harsh, but yeah, something like that.
I try to even to be more harder than peanut
Oh
butter.
yeah? Nice.
Yes, in this case, I can work with my hands. I usually use gloves to prevent it from my skin to be too dry.
Yeah.
And I just grout on top. And also, sometimes I use this Wellbond wash. Have you heard about Wellbond wash?
Wellbone wash to take it off the grout, you
It's
mean?
no, well bond wash is something you can. I recently had a post about this. It's
Yeah.
something that you do once you do the layout before you
Yeah.
grafting. So you mix well bond or any other glue that gets transparent with water, and you kind of like washing your mosaic,
Yeah.
and it helps this mix goes underneath your glass,
Yeah.
right? Especially when you work with such a transparent glass, so you
Yeah.
don't want your grout to leak underneath, right? And
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So it kind of makes like this layer underneath it so the grout doesn't go underneath. That's what it is.
exactly. So on
Okay,
the
nice.
spots that you missed while you was gluing it, you will have this mix,
Yeah,
and
I can see it. It looks, I mean, it
and
doesn't look
still
like the grout's underneath the tempered glass.
the
That's for
ground
sure.
ground is actually not going underneath, so that's the
Yeah.
whole purpose. Yeah.
Wow.
And so once this mix dries, there will be some left on the top. So while you're grouting, you're actually cleaning all the leftovers of this well-bond wash with grout. So that's
Yeah.
why I do it with my hands. I kind of like
Oh.
polish my mosaic.
And you have
And
videos, right? You're very let me just say it, she's famous in Instagram. I mean, she it's funny cuz she shows her mosaics, but her personality comes out really good in Instagram, and she has examples of how she does the process. And she also teaches classes. She does classes in Colorado. She's part of the Colorado artist organization over there too. And she's coming out with this clothing line soon, hopefully in the next year. And so she's really busy. She's into mosaics. I mean, she's definitely, I think, I know she has a master's in communication, but she's just recently just been going full throttle with mosaics, and that's awesome that she's in the U.S. and in Colorado. So people who are listening in Colorado, I would try to contact her if you want to learn this technique.
oh, thank you,
Right?
Carl. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm really trying to use my background in corporate communications to make mosaic look like a fun art, and
Yeah.
with all these uh, reels or whatever we do on Instagram now, I'm just trying to in I don't know a few seconds to show the process of mosaic, which I find really cool thing, and
Yeah.
hopefully it inspire people around the world to try
And
mosaics.
your website is funartcolorado, right? .com.
Colorado.com. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. And look for Natalie. She's the main artist there at that website, and she does really nice stuff. You should check out her optical illusions. I like that, the white and black. She was in Singapore, and she's traveled around the world, and she started doing those optical illusions because you want to tell us why, maybe? Because I know you've put something on your website about it.
Yeah, that was the beginning of my second fall in love with mosaic. I tried it for the first time 10 years ago while I was in Holland,
Yeah.
but then we were in Singapore, and after 10 years of living abroad, we decided to settle down because our daughter was about 1 year old, and we decided to come to the States. My husband, he's from the States, and once we came here, it was time when I don't know. I call it a time of turbulence. It's like when
Yeah.
your past life already behind you, but the new one is not settled down.
Yeah.
And for approximately half of a year, we really didn't know what tomorrow going to bring. And my mind was racing with all this what if, and I wanted to find the peace for my mind at least for a couple hours a day. And that's when I remembered about this feeling when you do mosaic and
Yeah.
when you go to the zone.
Yeah. There's definitely a zone when you make mosaics.
Yeah, and I I was addicted. Basically, I needed this every day for my own health.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
well, with time, I started doing on a regular basis, and that's what my husband even was saying. He said, "Well, all you want to do during free time is do your mosaics." So when my daughter was older and it was time to choose if I want to go back to work and the work from 9 to 5, I thought, what if I actually turn my hobby into my everyday life, and I would not ever call it work. It will be
Yeah.
just doing what you love, and hopefully it will be also profitable, because I believe if you do something with love, you do it better than other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I started doing mosaic, and one of the first projects was a 3D black and white mosaic
Okay.
triptych, which again was a challenge for me. I found it on Pinterest, these different pictures, and I thought, what if I turn them into mosaic? I never saw anyone doing things like this because it's
Mm-hmm.
quite tough. But
Yeah.
at that point, I needed something tough. I needed to sit with my nippers and cut the styles and just do it.
Yeah. You need
And
to get in. You need to get in the zone. In the
yes,
zone to start, because it's very relaxing. Like once, even time flight. When you make mosaics, I mean, I'm a mosaic artist, so I know what you mean. I I I sit down and I could just lose time. I could be there like all day. I even open like wine sometimes, to be honest with you. Like a glass of wine. I mean,
who
I've
doesn't?
done. It doesn't hurt you. I mean, you have to drink something besides water eventually, right? But yeah, it's just a good zone. I like it. I like being in that zone. It's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
sure you do.
Yes, it was great time. It gave me this what I needed, and once it's actually one of the most popular questions. How long does it take for you to make a mosaic? So that's
Yes.
what I'm telling. This was a time of turbulence, right? When I
Yeah.
told you during 1.5 years, we changed 3 states and
Yeah.
around 5 houses. It was
Wow. Yeah.
during this time I had to move all my mosaics with
Busy.
me. So this triptych that I did took me 1.5 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, and I was always looking at it, and I was thinking maybe one day someone will buy it, someone will think it's really cool
Yeah.
art. At
Well,
that point, my mind was not like even thinking that it's
yeah,
fun.
you weren't thinking of it as a business, but now you've become like this mosaic businesswoman that has spread to the whole concept of making art to sell and getting more information and doing classes and workshops of what you do. And I think that's amazing. I think that's part of, like you said, if you like doing something, I mean, you'll eventually do a lot better because you feel better. And that's, even now with the pandemic, I think it's a lot of people are trying to find something that they like so they don't have to go to a certain place to work and just kind of do it just because. But I don't know. Sometimes you need to, and it's not always the case, but I'm glad you are doing it. And I'm glad um, I'm glad you do mosaics, and I see like Andamento too, like in that tempered glass, right? Do you, what is it? The Andamento, is that something that
And
you use
yeah,
commonly?
fundamental is Andamento, it's a word for the flow of your mosaic. Okay, so
Okay.
when you work with mosaic, like for example, I don't know if you're gonna be on my Instagram, fun
Yeah.
art color. I'm sorry, I have to figure out this screen. Um, this is a prototype of a big tempered glass mosaic that I did recently about the
Okay.
sun light through the leaves. Okay, so
Yeah.
when I was figuring out how I wanted to see, I wanted to make sure that it does look like leaves spreading on the side. So you can see that Andamento goes from this corner to down, right?
Yeah.
So
I
all
can kind of see it. I mean, it's kind of a little bit blurry, but I'm sure if you go to the website, but I get the idea though, like of how you want the leaves to
yes,
go
and
down.
and then yeah, so you're not only laying out your glass, but again, that's
Yeah.
what I said. There is this spider web inside each mosaic glass, and this is something you also have to take into mind. So, because if you would put it like this, it's one way,
It
and
breaks
if
the
you turn it
lines,
this way,
right?
it's a different direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. When you
I can see it now. Yeah. It looks, yeah, it looks like it's going towards down. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Down.
when that's what I'm saying. When you work with tempered glass, you have three layers that you have to think about. One
Okay.
is your actually four. One is your painting, right, where you put your design. Then
Okay.
how you put lay out the glass. Then
Yeah.
all this spider webs inside, and then the grout. So all these layers gonna then at the end come together and play in your favor, or if you screwed up, it might be really something really different
Yeah.
than what they meant.
Do you recommend like if someone ever wanted to try this to do a small piece maybe, like in case before they did something bigger, just kind of like like a small square.
Exactly, like you can see. Well, if I can stand up,
Yeah, we can move around. That's fine. You
each
know,
each pieces
and
can
the people who are listening,
open.
they just might have to see the video eventually. But
Yeah,
she's actually in her studio right now, and she's showing me like the mosaic pieces that she's done. She's showing me a small squared piece, which she's done with the tempered glass, and behind it, she has like two panels that are a lot bigger. So she's definitely probably if you're new at this, I would recommend just start with the small one, and they look beautiful. I mean, I've seen mosaics around the world. I've been Italy. I've been to France. I've been, to it's just a couple of other places, but it's just different. And if you have your own style, like your own designs underneath, I mean, they look really nice. And it's funny because the Natalie, the ones that you do are very similar to like the Colorado scenery that I can see, right? Like I see that you make like these sunrises that look really nice, and just like the clouds or just these colors that are very natural on your mosaics. And I think they look spectacular. And I'm sure. I mean, I saw your website and you've sold a couple of them, so hey, you're doing good. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, and I think you'll have definitely you're gonna be very very how do you I don't know, you're gonna be very um
popular and rich.
popular and rich. That's the word. Yeah. Popular and rich. Popular you are on Instagram. And rich, I'm sure you will. If you keep making them, yeah, you will definitely successful is the word that I was trying to find.
Yeah, and I
Successful.
just think when you say rich, it's has to be a combination of not only this paper money that we're getting,
Yeah.
right? It has
That
to
how you
be this
feel.
satisfaction from what you're doing. So, because I always think, yeah, you can work and get lots of money, and always think, then, well, when
Yeah.
I get old, be rich, I will be doing whatever I want, right? I will work on mosaics, for
Yeah,
example. I don't
and
have
you
to
can only
do
have
this right now.
yeah. Yeah, you can only have like so many houses, so many cars. Eventually, I mean, you'll eventually just need. I mean, it's funny because when you move, I mean, I've had to move, and like the most important thing is like your family. Like you notice that all the things that you have, but if you don't have your family with you, it makes it just like not be part of something. So sometimes, I mean, the system brings you to like just keep buying stuff, but I mean, you have to sometimes for work and stuff. But I think the way you're doing it, it's very very nice. what's next? What's next for Natalie? What do you think in your future projects? What do you think you're going to be doing? Do you like public art? I know in Colorado there's a lot of public art too.
Yes, it's something that I might consider doing. Now I was really lucky this year to find a mentor through our Colorado Mosaic Artist Group. It's a really well-known mosaic artist in Colorado. Her name is Annette Coleman, and she's doing public art. Her big, colorful sculptures can be found all over Colorado. And
Okay.
together with her, I was helping her to create 22 colorful windows for a chapel at the Grand Junction. And
Wow.
it was absolutely a new field for me that she opened. How you think in this scale, how
Yeah.
you deal with all this. So I probably will spill the beans, but there will be another project with Annette. I'm going to be working next year. It's going to be
Okay.
something different.
Nice. We got like
And
the first dibs on it, on the information.
exactly. Yeah. And on my own, in my own studio, I also actually haven't shown anyone, but I'm thinking maybe to combine tempered glass with other medium. This is a
Yeah.
prototype I've been working with. This is tempered glass with epoxy.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm figuring out all this style. Uh,
Yeah.
maybe something else. I don't know, but I definitely want to continue explore tempered glass because every time I break a new piece of glass,
Yeah.
it's absolutely new design, new ideas in my head.
And you
And
break it, right? You're the one that breaks it. Are you the one, or does someone else do it for you? You break the glass. You do it.
yeah, you can break it easily. I think even my daughter can break it. It's actually really easy. You can find on my
Yeah.
Instagram. All
Nice.
secret is that you have to do it on the corner, slightly pinching the side of the tempered glass. But please make sure that you use your safety glasses, maybe gloves, because when this
It
safety,
shatters.
yeah, because it's shattering everywhere, and
Yeah.
it might be a little bit dangerous. But I hope also to maybe put all these ideas and my experiments and what I learned into an online course
Yeah.
because there was a lot of people through Instagram or the website approaching to me and asking to share my experience. And hopefully, I will be confident enough to do it
Oh,
next year.
you're very confident. I wouldn't worry about that. I just try to get out there. I know. I mean, I think you just need time to do it, and then hopefully you could come back at this podcast in the future and tell us about your online workshop, and then we can kind of promote it for people who want to take that workshop and just get people to know this type of technique.
I would be honored. I will
Yeah.
keep you updated.
No, no. Thank you. And I know you have a lot of plans. I know you have a lot of things to do. You have a 7-year-old, so I know I have kids too. So I know that that is also a challenge these days, especially with like social media and all that stuff. Does your daughter make mosaics?
Actually, yes, she
Yeah,
was.
nice.
Yes, she did one temple glass mosaic, kind of like looks like this. It's
Oh, okay.
in her in her room. But I also can share a great tip for any moms who
Yeah,
is having a small kids.
excellent.
When they bring their friends over or something, I just give them my box with all these small gems and
Yeah.
tiles, and it keeps them busy for hours. They just call it a treasure box, and
Oh
they
yeah.
are hanging out. They try to make mosaics. So I
Yeah.
can work, and they kind of like pretend they also working. So it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
we
Do you
all
let them? Do you let the kids use the glass, or is it just
no,
like
no,
gems and other stuff? Just
tiles and all gems, and yeah, all
stuff
safe.
that stuff that doesn't cut their hands of their little hands. Yeah, my
Yes.
daughter is 5 years old and she made a mosaic the other day at the studio. So
Yeah,
I think it's really fun for them.
yeah.
I'm so happy that you. Yeah, go ahead.
When she was, I think, a little bit younger, she was like 5, and someone asked her how her future family gonna look like, what she's gonna do, and she said, I'm gonna be an artist. And she's like,
Oh, really?
and they said, yes. And what's your husband gonna do? She said, he's gonna bring money. So you see, she's gonna be an artist, and the husband gonna bring money.
Yeah, yeah, that's that's
How
a
it
good
works.
concept. Yeah, I mean, we need more artists these days, and I think with technology and everything that's going on, you can't break glass in an application on technology. I mean, I think Mosaic, this medium is always going to be here forever, just because there's no one that can do it for you. And like with technology, you can maybe have an app about mosaics and stuff, but you definitely need like a hammer, or you need just to break stuff and put them back together. It's just human nature just to do that, I think, and we just have to keep doing it and promote it. And hopefully this podcast is something like that, to promote all these different artists, to get to know them, what they do, how they do it. I know a lot of people have different techniques, different styles. They live in different places. Materials are different. Some people use smalty, some just use tile, some use tempered glass like you do. But it's very interesting, and I'm glad I'm talking to all these people, and that you've actually decided to come on the show, and I really appreciate it. And I think we need to do another one once you have your workshop online, and you can tell us a little bit more about the other techniques, because we haven't talked about all of them, but we'll leave that for the second episode with Natalie, so people can come back and listen to us again.
It's set up.
Huh?
Already.
What do you think?
Already,
Good?
we're on the second episode, talking about second episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely need to do a sequel on this one, because I just think you have a lot of energy, a lot of good energy. Like you make good mosaics, and if you check her out, it's I think your Instagram is at Fun Art Colorado, right?
Fun art, Colorado. Yes,
Yeah,
because I think it's
that's the
any art
Instagram.
should be done with fun. And
Yeah,
I love Colorado. That's a place I called my second home.
yeah, and I'm glad you are here in the U.S. and that you call it home, because I think even though I'm from a different country, and I know you're from a different country, from Russia. Um, I think we've made the U.S. home, and this is what we do. We've actually went out and studied. We've been all over the world, and I think we can do a lot of things, and help the community by making mosaics, and showing people what we've learned. And just I think that's fun about it, and that's why I'm sure you chose that name.
Yes, absolutely right.
Okay, Natalie. Well, thank you for talking to me. I think this was a great episode. I love that you actually came on, and we will talk to you soon then. Thank you very much. It's been
Thank you.
really grateful talking to you. I really appreciate you sharing all this information, and especially about tempered glass. So if you want to learn a little bit more, please check her website. All her information's online, and then she's eventually going to be doing an online workshop, as she told us on this episode. So just stick around. We'll definitely have a lot more of these podcasts. Thank you, Natalie. I hope
Thank
you
you,
have a great
Carlos.
day.
Yes,
Bye.
everyone, and see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.